Hotel Victor Sierra, your clearance.
Stand by, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Hotel Victor Sierra is cleared to the Wichita airport as filed. Maintain 3000. Expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 132.05, squawk 6250.
Okay, Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra cleared to Wichita via as filed. 3000 initially expect flight level 300, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 132.05, squawk 6250, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Canadian Hotel Victor Sierra, your readback is correct.
I told him to stand by, and then he just proceeded with clearance, but it all worked out. As filed 3000, 30010. I'll make sure I write it down here, just in case I need to reference it. Okay. Separator's on. What's coming up? No heats, pulse lights, yeah. Tower Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Delta 1 ready for departure.
Canadian Hotel Victor Sierra, runway 36, line up and wait.
Runway 36, line up and wait, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Canadian Hotel Victor Sierra, runway 36, cleared for takeoff. On departure, fly the runway heading, maintain 3000.
Hey, 36, clear for takeoff, runway heading 3000, Hotel Victor Sierra. 5, rotate. Positive rate, gear. And 110, flaps coming up. Yaw dampener on.
Canadian Hotel Victor Sierra, contact departure. Have a good one.
Departure, Hotel Victor Sierra, good day. Southbound Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra airborne off Belcart. 2000, climbing 3000, runway heading.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, southbound departure, ident, climb maintain 10,000.
10,000, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, radar contact 1 mile north of Elkhart Airport, turn left heading 240 vector for your climb.
Left heading 240, Hotel Victor Sierra. Just entering the clouds here at 3000. Okay, so it's nighttime and we are IMC. Pay close attention to those instruments. Trust your instruments.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, proceed direct to destination, contact Chicago Center on 134.87. Good day.
Okay, direct destination and 3487, Hotel Victor Sierra, good day. Chicago, good morning. Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, 9.4 climbing 10,000, turning direct destination.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Chicago, roger. Fire here in about 1 minute.
Hotel Victor Sierra, roger.
Thank you. Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, climb maintain flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Reach 464, contact Cleveland Center 119.32.
119.32, have a great day. Reach 464. High cloud here, so just a little apprehensive turning off the inertial separator.
American 677, contact Cleveland Center 119.32.
I like to keep my landing lights on, especially in this at night. There's clouds like this, because right now you can see I'm picking up some visible moisture and snow. It's beginning to snow. There's the base of the clouds, it looks like. Not quite actually, not quite, but definitely getting some snow there. Supposed to be a forecast of light icing. The climb. Picking up any ice right now on the leading edge. I've got the inertial separator still on. So that means we're going to be limited in the climb here with our engine performance. Okay, there's the base of the clouds at 15,000. This is the one thing about turboprop engines that's kind of a pain. It's when you're flying through visible moisture and icing conditions. Have to turn on the inertial separator, which depletes the engine of air, so you produce less power. Produce less in the moments when you need it the most. Climbing through icing conditions. Want as much power as possible to get through.
Victor Sierra, contact Chicago 125.37.
Okay, 12537, Hotel Victor Sierra. Good day. Chicago, Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, 18-1, climbing 230.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Chicago, Central Roger, climb maintained, flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Hotel Victor Sierra. We're out of the clouds now, so let's wait a little bit. We didn't really pick up any icing. Let's turn on the ice light here. Didn't really pick up any icing, but you never know. The front, you can't see the nose and the cowl. So we're going to leave the inertial separator on for a little bit here, just in case there is some ice. Don't want it to get ingested in the engine. As I was saying, usually when you need the most power, it's when you can't use it because you've got your inertial separator on, and it does reduce the engine performance by quite a bit. So wish there was a solution for that where you didn't have to turn on the inertial separator while going through icing conditions. It's not even just icing conditions, it's also rain and clouds. Visible moisture, they say, visible moisture. Anyways, we're out of it here now, so this was nice, don't have to climb all the way through it. That's where it gets really annoying, is when you've got a layer that's 10,000 feet thick you're trying to climb through. Climbed all the way through that, and just thankfully it wasn't icing conditions, you know. Hopefully you're not picking up ice all the way up. Another item as well, that's a byproduct of leaving the inertial separator on, in the TBM anyway. Got the heat up because it's a really cold day. The environmental system robs bleed air from the engine. So the engine pumps out the bleed air, and some of that gets diverted into the cabin for hot air. Now, if your demand for hot air is high, then that valve is open quite a bit. A lot of that bleed air is going into the cabin. If your engine is operating at a deficit, and for example, with the inertial separator on, your engine is not producing full power, therefore the amount of air, bleed air, off the engine is decreased. And
522, good day, 311 Jude Alpha.
So there's less air available there to pump into the cabin. So if you're demanding a lot of air, a lot of heat, so much heat that the engine in its current state cannot meet that demand, the system will switch into high bleed in an attempt to pull more air, more bleed air from the engine. When it does that, now the engine has to divert more air, so there's less high pressure air in the engine now because more of it is being diverted into the cabin, and the engine needs high pressure to produce more power. So you're robbing more air from the engine because, number one, it wasn't producing enough to begin with to maintain the demand of the cabin heat, and in doing so you produce less power, which are in a condition where you need the inertial separator on, and you want to get through that condition as quick as possible, but it's also cold in the cabin, you're trying to heat the cabin. You can see how just by turning on the inertial separator, there's a few cascading effects that could take place. There's one little switch here that says inertial separator, but the implications can be pretty great by just turning that on. Like I said, I wish there was a way to fly in these conditions, icing, visible moisture conditions, without having to turn on the inertial separator. Now in the Meridian, you don't have to worry about it because essentially the way the cowling and induction system is built, the inertial separator is effectively always on. As a pilot, you can't mess it up. It's one of the simplest turboprop airplanes to fly. It's one of the reasons why you don't have to manage the inertial separator and everything else that comes with it. Another thing with the inertial separator is depending on how hot of a day it is and where you're at with your engine gauges, you can easily cause an exceedance to the engine if you're not watching your bleed and high bleed very, very well. Well, this is pretty cool. We are currently heading west 54 degrees at 300, and we have a 3-knot tailwind. That's pretty cool. That's pretty rare. But we're thankful for it.
Out of 205, climbing 230.
Crypto 129, Chicago Center, climb maintain file 410.
Climb maintain.
So we are heading to Wichita today. As you know, over the weekend they had a big storm, a big winter storm go through there. Lots of ice and snow. So they're still cleaning the runways and taxiways today. Two out of the 3 runways are closed. It was a pretty bad storm, something they wouldn't want to fly through. The apron, they've got 1-inch dry snow over patchy ice. Taxiways closed. Runway is closed. Only one runway is open right now.
732, 3206, good day.
All surface work in progress, no removal.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, contact Chicago Center 134.02.
13402, Hotel Victor Sierra, good day.
Hotel, Legion 464. Chicago, TBM 910 Papa Alpha 300, good morning.
Number 910 Papa Alpha, Chicago Center, good morning.
Chicago, TBM, Charlie, Golf Hotel, Victor Sierra at 300.
Charlie Golf Hotel, Victor Sierra, Chicago Center, good morning.
Got another TBM on frequency. All right, guys. I just wanted to read off some comments here. I do appreciate you guys posting comments, and I do read them, even though it maybe takes me a little to get to them. There's a comment here: what is the cost for fuel on reverse propeller over the length of a brake pad? If it is cheaper to use the brakes, then the environment will not see the impact of fuel burning. I'm an analyst and I'm looking, and I didn't tap the read more button. So, the amount of fuel that is used in reverse is pretty small. The engine does spool up a little bit during the reverse process. It's not really significant. I would say the amount of fuel in dollars that's being used is significantly less than the cost of replacing your brake pads on the TBM, trust me. The brake pads on the TBM are unnecessarily expensive. But the cost to the environment is a little bit more difficult to measure. Yeah, you know, like if you didn't use reverse, and you don't really want to use the brakes as much. In the TBM, there is an encouragement to try to limit the use of the brakes. So that could mean a longer run down the runway, a longer rollout, which would take more fuel than to taxi back. So do you use a bit more in the reverse to slow the airplane down a little sooner, reduce your taxi, or you could roll out on a longer runway, of course, to reduce the use of the brakes, but then you have a longer taxi. So
Up to 523, climb maintain, level.
not really sure. Beginning to lean more towards reducing my use of the not the inertial separator, the reverse, and beta, mainly because not so much for, you know, spooling up and saving fuel. It's a very small amount of fuel that's used there. It's actually to save the prop, reduce wear and erosion on the prop from picking up debris on the runway and, you know, getting into the tips of the prop. TBM is great, wonderful for short field performance. The prop is a little bit close to the ground, and especially, you know, when you're on shorter runways, you definitely have to use reverse. You're going to pick up debris, and it's going to make an impact on the prop. So this is where you don't have to. You have a longer runway. I've been more now leaning towards just doing the rollout and be going into a beta a little bit to reduce the thrust. It's a good question. Someone said here, I can't watch, hold the camera steady, I'm seasick. I apologize for that. Okay, let's see next one here. This guy was at the drive-thru at McDonald's last week. That's hilarious. Why is a no strut so short if the prop is so close to the ground? That's a good question. That's a good question for Dyer. I'm not sure. You know, back when the TBM was a four-bladed prop, I'm not sure if it, you know, stemmed it back there. I'm not really sure what the diameter was on the four-blade, if it was shorter than the five-blade. You would think the five-blade is shorter. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have an answer for that.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, contact Chicago Center 132.22, good day.
Hey, 3222, Hotel Victor Sierra, good day. Chicago, good morning, Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra 300.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Chicago Center, hello.
Center, good morning, Envoy 3534, flight level 2.
All right, someone here mentioned that they flew a 700C. Yes, it's fun, fast, and certainly capable, but overall don't care for it. Needs trailing link. Yeah, I would agree. You know, it is a bit of a stiff airplane to land. The landing gear is very stiff.
300, Envoy 3534.
Occasionally, very rarely, I'll get a greaser where it's just so smooth, but those are generally very hard, very difficult to pull off, and it's not pilot skill, it's just kind of the luck of the draw when you get a nice smooth landing, but generally the TBM lands very firm. And airplanes like the Epic now, you know, with the trailing link, makes a big difference. It really makes it nice and smooth. I think the PC-12 also has trailing link for a single engine turbine. The Meridian has, its landing gear is, it doesn't have trailing link, it's just struts. But the tires are a lower PSI than the TBM. TBMs, I believe, are 130 PSI per tire, per wheel. The Meridian is 55 PSI per wheel, or maybe 60 now. I think Piper raised it to 60 PSI. So you got a wider tire and lower PSI, so you can have some smoother landings in the Meridian. It's actually quite easy to pull off some nice smooth landings. The TBM, stiff landing gear, high pressure in the tires, and yeah, it lands hard. Even a nice landing feels like a hard landing.
3515, pre-card 4421.
Chicago Center, United.
If someone says that there seems to be more loss of control accidents in the TBM than, say, the Piper, maybe because of the small tail, sacrificing some stability for speed.
795.
Well, the TBM actually has a larger tail section than the Meridian. It's a taller or vertical fin and larger horizontal stabilizer.
Chicago, TBM 910 Papa Alpha 289 for 280.
910 Papa Alpha, Chicago Center, hello.
It's a TBM again. So I'm just getting over a bit of a cold here. Yeah, you know, it's TBM has a bigger engine and it has a bigger propeller. Produces more power, more thrust,
Envoy 3534, contact
or torque. So on you know, go arounds,
33.
definitely you got to be careful with the TBM. At the slower speeds, the ailerons in the TBM are pretty small, so at slower speeds you have less effectiveness, roll effectiveness. It has the spoilerons there, which do help at slower speeds, but you've got to be careful, especially in those go-around situations. Close to the ground, you're slow, high angle of attack, and you add power. You've really got to add power smoothly, in a linear fashion, and steady and slow. You can't just jam it in there, because more than likely you're going to overcome the control surfaces and potentially torque roll it. So there's a number of those accidents. And aircraft does have a very wide performance envelope. It's very, very fast. They can also operate very slow. And you've got such a wide performance envelope, I think you have to respect the airplane when you're on both ends of the spectrum. When you're really fast, right, for structural reasons, and then when you're really slow for aerodynamic reasons. And just give yourself a lot of margin, I would say. And you know, there's also flying into different conditions that the aircraft is very capable, and it gives you a false sense perhaps of security and ability, and that can sometimes lead to disaster, I guess. Someone commented here, really like your videos. Thank you. I've been watching this one. So watching this one did bring back some memories. They owned a TBM 900, serial number 1016, for 5 years, buying it new. I still miss the speed, range, and efficiency of the TBM today, after trading it for a Kodiak 100. The 900 was such a great step from the previous models that even today it is probably the best value for money deal compared to the latest models. I think of getting a 900 or 910 again if my mission was to change. Cheers, JJ. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the comment there on the videos.
910 Papa Alpha, contact Chicago Center 132.8.
1328, 0 Papa Alpha.
910 Papa Alpha. So 910 is probably using the aircraft type in his call sign there. It's probably a TBM 900.
Short stay, contact Kansas City Center 134.6.
Sorry, 910, TBM 910.
3462, Rivershade 802.
Yeah, I would say that the 900 is it's a very solid and reliable airplane platform, this 900. And everything else, like the 910, 30 to 40, and 60, has all been built on this platform, the 900 platform.
795, clear direct, Brad.
And with the G1000 NXI, like the G3000 is nice, for sure, but the G1000 is like an amazing, capable system. And really, there's very little differences. you're not going to go any faster, you know, with a 940 or a 960. Every one of these airplanes has a slightly different speed. Some are a little bit faster than others. But overall, like, you're not going to be going any faster, and you're really probably not going to be burning any bit different on fuel. I know the 960 it has SPADEC and everything, but I don't think the fuel burns are much different, and your range is very similar, and your speeds are very similar. So yeah, for the money, I would have to say the 900 is probably one of the sweet spots. A 900 or 910. So with the 940, you get home safe, I think it is. Pretty, is where they
795 descending to 310.
introduce home safe.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, contact Kansas City Center 133.15.
Okay, 3315 Hotel Victor Sierra today. Center Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra 300.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, case 1.
Chicago Picard 4459, can you confirm that frequency for us?
Alright, so they introduced home safe. That's one feature that the 900 doesn't have. But honestly, I think that's more of a selling feature for the aircraft. It's a selling feature. I think it appeals more to your passengers. And they can also sell the airplane for a little bit more money because it has that feature. So when they come out with another TBM, whether it's the 980 or the TBM 1000, that has a higher speed. It can actually fly higher, so it has a higher surface ceiling. I think it's much easier to justify the higher cost there because you're actually getting something that's going to impact your time. The 910, 930, 940, and 960, from my books, in my perspective, you've got the same range and performance as, and same weight, I think. Is it the same weight? I'm not sure, useful load. It's all very close for the 900. 900 up is all very close. Every one of those aircraft, the substitute aircraft, you are just paying more money for an aircraft. It's essentially the same thing. Now TBM, they have to come out with something new here because the Epic is a competitor, whether you like it or not. But there's some deficiencies in the Epic. Things I really appreciate about the TBM. Number one, this pilot door is huge. Not having to go through the cabin every single time you want to get in and out of the aircraft. This is so nice. Just hop in, hop out. It's like a helicopter from that regard. I wish there was another one on that side.
35, 34. We want to go higher, 34,000.
Then being able to reconfigure the cabin very easily. Right now, it's an executive cabin, right? You've got seats back there. You can carry people. Back when they had the hurricane come through and devastate Florida and all the way up to the Carolinas, we were part of a group of guys that flew supplies in, and we took all the seats in the back out, lifted the carpet. The TBM has L-track. We'll load it up, strap down all the supplies, put supplies in the baggage compartment in the back, put supplies in the front baggage compartment, and hauled a lot of supplies over there. TBM is so versatile, and you can change the configuration of the seats. Right now, all the seats are facing forward. It's such a versatile aircraft, and I don't think I'd give that up for a few extra knots and say the Epic and a few extra 1,000 feet. Now, if they had a TBM that fly higher, which I think they could do it, the engine could do it. I think it's more of a pressurization issue. But update that and maybe get a little bit more speed out of it. Now it's worth a little bit more money, right? You're able to climb a little bit higher, burn a little bit less fuel, so there's cost there, savings, and if you're flying faster, there's also cost savings of fuel and time. I think those are things worth paying for a little bit more. You can actually see the the value there. So versus pushing a button for start, those are nice. Those are really nice. You know, you protect your engine, FADEC, stuff like that. But
82 Envoy 35
G3000, yeah, it's really nice. But those don't really improve the performance of the aircraft. Don't reduce the fuel burn too much. Maybe FADEC does, but I don't think it's significant. And you're not really going any faster the more range. So, but you know, the thing about the TBM, missions do change, and speed and the range of the TBM is really nice, and efficiency, it's really a miniature, like a jet. If you compare it to even a single engine jet, the moment you have two engines on the airplane, you're just burning way more fuel, and you're going a little bit faster, but not going twice as fast by adding a second engine, but you're always burning twice as much fuel than if you just had one engine. So, the Division jet, for example, you burn quite a bit more fuel in that airplane than you do with the TBM, and you're going faster in the TBM. You've got more range and a higher useful load. But in the Division jet, it's a single engine turbine. It's a turbo fan. This is a turboprop. It's still a single engine, but this goes to show just because it's a jet engine doesn't mean it's really better. TBM, it's faster and has more range, and it can utilize a lot smaller airports because of the shorter runway performance, burning less fuel per hour. So yeah, single engine, the TBM is definitely a very efficient and fast aircraft for the mission, the type of missions that it can do. So I would highly agree. Well, I hope your mission does change, JJ, and you do make it back into the TBM. But you know, with all these airplanes, as cool as they are, you've got to have the right airplane for your mission. So otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, next comment here. Enjoyed your video. Into my home field. Jeffco. Thank you. Always nice to hear positive comments. And this person is currently time building out of KEIK. Great video. Always good to hear of more pilots training, flight training, and building time, and getting into the aviation. It's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding, and it's a lot of responsibility. So time building more time is valuable. It is experience. Building more experience is always good, and you know, staying current is very important. Very, very important. Oh, it's good. Thank you all for the wonderful comments and the funny comments as well.
Kilo 1353 to observation, wind 3309er, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature -16, dew point -21, altimeter 3042. Visual approach and use landing runway 1 right. NOTAMs runway 1 left closed, runway 32 closed. Multiple taxiway closures, expect progressive taxi instructions. Field condition report runway 1 right dry, de-iced 100 feet wide. Remainder ice at 1300 Zulu. All aprons 1 inch dry snow over patchy ice, de-iced to solid at 1236 Zulu. Taxi lane hotel ice, de-iced, solid, observed at 1235 Zulu. Exit runway 1 right at the end only. Advise on initial contact, you have information Kilo.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, contact Wichita approach 134.85.
3485 Hotel Victor Sierra, good day. Approach Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra out of 16.3, descending 6,000, we have Kilo.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Wichita approach, turn 10 degrees left. Ascent Pops Christian, maintain 4,000, vector visual approach running 1 right.
Okay, 10 degrees left, descend 4,000, and vectors for 1 right, Hotel Victor Sierra.
And Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Mr. Verify information Kilo.
Affirmative, we have information Kilo, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, set and maintain 3,000, Eisenhower Airport, 3 o'clock and 900 miles.
Okay, descend 3,000 and airport in sight, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, clear visual approach running 1 right, contact tower 118.2.
Clear for the visual 1 right, tower 18.2, Hotel Victor Sierra.
Ready to taxi with information Kilo.
Our discretion and advisory taxi southwest 1755.
Tower Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra is with you for the visual 1 right.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, Wichita Tower, runway 1 right, cleared to land, wind 33011.
Okay, 1 right, clear to land, Hotel Victor Sierra. The approach loaded up just for some additional situational awareness. Runway 1 right is in sight. We've got a headwind confirmed.
$500. minimums, minimums.
For visual to land.
Airspeed. Traffic, 2 o'clock, same altitude, 0 miles.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, where are you parking?
Yingling and Hotel Victor Sierra.
Charlie Golf Hotel Victor Sierra, turn left at the end, taxi to parking via Alpha 5, this frequency. Have a good day.
Turn left at the end, a taxi to parking, Alpha 5, with you, Hotel Victor Sierra, good day.
Our ops lead is clear of the movement area, Echo.
Ops lead, roger.
Alright, so a little bit of a floating there, kind of let the power in a little bit too long, and floated, touched down the left wheel slightly, then got airborne slightly again, and slowly settled it down. So kind of a cloud landing, juggling things there, but we got it. Here at the end here to the left, and Alpha 5 to parking. And we'll stay on the tower frequency.
Southwest 1755, race taxi.
Southwest 1755, runway 1 right, taxi via Charlie, Romeo, Echo.
Charlie, Romeo, Echo, runway 1 right, Southwest 1755.
Welcome to Wichita.
1755, also new wheels up time 3-1 after the hour void at 3-4.
Okay, 3134, Southwest 1755.
Pretty cold here too, it's minus 15 currently, Celsius. I was careful here with the snow and the ruts. Thanks everyone for joining on this flight. I'm going to go ahead here and get things shut down and see you guys on the next one.